Have you ever seen some weird shapes on your sewing machine stitches menu and wonder what they are for? Then this is a tutorial for you. Hi friend, I'm Daphne Paz from my Golden Thimble, a blog where I teach everything sewing, crafting, and home DIY decor. Today I'm going to teach you one of my favorite techniques to personalize sewing projects with only your sewing machine, and that is decorative stitches. The decorative stitches are the built-in patterns on your sewing machine which you can use to add a little flair to your fabric. While they are mainly used to make our projects prettier, they can also be surprisingly handy for reinforcing seams, finishing edges, or even adding texture to a plain piece of fabric. The number of stitches available to you will depend on your machine. Some machines, especially computerized ones, have tons of stitch options. If you're lucky enough to have a combo sewing and embroidery machine, you might even be able to design your own custom decorative stitches. But that will be a topic for a whole new video. Decorative stitches move side to side and sometimes in loops and zigzags, so you need a foot that gives your needle a room to dance. The satin stitch foot is clear and has a groove underneath so thicker stitches can slide through without bunching. If you don't have one, don't worry, an open toe foot works too. By now, you must know there are different types of presser foots for different types of sewing machine tasks. If you are still not sure of what type of presser foot to use and for what, I have a free guide in my blog that you can download with over 30 presser foot and their descriptions and uses. This guide is free and I'm going to link it in the description below. Decorative stitches use a ton of thread, so make sure to wind your bobbin completely before starting because trust me, running out mid-design is the worst for this type of stitches. If you are using a mechanical sewing machine, just turn the dial to your design. On computerized sewing machines, scroll through the screen and pick your favorite. A cool thing about these stitches is that you can customize them by adjusting the stitch width and length. This will help you to make shapes wider, shorter, and even fuller. But of course, you have to always do a test run in a scrap of fabric to get it exactly the way you want it. If you are aspiring for a straight and polished look, a helpful tip is to draw a guideline on your fabric using a fabric-safe marking tool. That way, your stitches will follow a straight path instead of going on a wobbly way. If you're working with lightweight knit or even woven fabric, stabilizer is your best friend. Use a piece of water-soluble stabilizer under the fabric to keep it smooth and stop it from puckering. This will help the stitches come out clean. I have linked my two favorite types in the description, but honestly, use what you got. It still makes a big difference. Now the magic happens. Place your fabric under the foot, line it up with your marked line, and gently glide it through. And here's the golden rule. Your hands are just there to gently guide the fabric. Don't push or pull. If you force the fabric, the stitches might get uneven or distorted. Decorative stitching is meant to be fun, so try not to stress too much about it. Really, don't worry. There is always a quick fix for when things are not going very smoothly. Let's talk about that. First of all, if your thread keeps breaking, you might need to adjust the tension on your sewing machine. It might also be that your thread is a little bit old and you have to change it for a new one because old threads tend to break. On the other hand, if your fabric keeps bunching up, you need to use stabilizer under your fabric to keep things running smoothly. The sturdier the stabilizer, the nicer your stitches are going to turn out. Finally, if you are getting uneven shapes, remember to not push, pull, or move the fabric around with your hands as you are sewing. Let the machine do all the work. The only thing you need to do is guide the fabric softly with your hands. And that's it! Now you know how to use decorative stitches on your sewing machine. Don't forget to check the description for all the tools including the stabilizer I use and that presser fit that I mentioned earlier, because it's free. And of course, if you found this tutorial useful, please give me a like and a follow so I can keep teaching sewing all around the world. Until the next tutorial, happy sewing!